Great. Well, Jessica had mentioned my name is Matt Thompson. I'm the executive chef here on campus. I've been here on and off for a number of years. I worked in one of the cafeterias, and then I left for a while to open up Wheaton College, the dining services at Wheaton College when Aramark took over there. And then I've come back as executive chef, and I've been here on the campus for the last 6 years as chef. So I have some experience here with the kosher kitchens and the Brandeis crew and everything like that. So it's been a joy to be here, and I'm glad that you folks are joining us for tonight. So I think we'll jump right into our first dish. So the first dish that we're going to go over tonight is going to be the ice cream dish. Anyone ever make ice cream at home?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? How is it? Is it easy to do or hard to do, or no thoughts?
I think it's easy to do and hard to do well.
Okay. Okay, maybe I can show you a couple tricks the way I do it. I know I've been practicing. I don't know if anyone has the KitchenAid mixers at home, but I can show you a little attachment that's available for the KitchenAid mixers. I think it cost me $75 at Williams-Sonoma, and it's a universal attachment, so it will fit any model of KitchenAid that you have, and you can basically make ice cream with it. You just pop it in the freezer. It says 15 hours to freeze the bowl, and then you can just put in your ice cream base. So what I've started while I was talking was 1.5 cups of cream and 1/2 cup of milk, which I had mixed. I'm just going to put that on my cassette stove here to heat up. Basically what I'm doing is just bringing that up to temperature and heating it up so that I can cook my eggs with it. So I've got that in the pot. Next to that, I'm going to add a vanilla bean. I don't know if anyone's used a fresh vanilla bean, but they usually come in small packages like this. I mean, you could certainly use extract, either pure or imitation. That's available too. But just for you folks who maybe haven't used it, I'll show you what to do with it. So on my board here with the vanilla bean, I just take a small paring knife, and you're going to just cut that down, right down the center. And then what you're going to do is scrape it using the back of your knife, and you should be pulling out a little bit of the vanilla pods, which is this little pasty substance that comes out. And that's going to go straight into my cream, and it's going to flavor that. Now this is to make a typical vanilla ice cream. If you wanted to make a chocolate ice cream, you could certainly do that. You would just add either some melted chocolate to the base, or you could also add some cocoa powder. There's a variety of different things out there. Anyone ever eat Nutella?
Yeah.
I've made a Nutella ice cream using the same way. I just added some Nutella to that, and a chocolate hazelnut ice cream came out excellent too. So I'm just going to dump that in my pot here and let that simmer. Just going to be careful not to burn, because that will rise up the pot very quickly on you if you're not careful. So I've got mine on medium heat. Right before you folks walked in, I took a pint of strawberries and just chopped them up a little bit. This is going to be my topping for my ice cream. So while this heats up, I'm going to do that. So in with these strawberries, I'm going to add some red wine. Let me just pull up my recipe here to make sure I don't miss anything. This is the second time I've been through this today, so I made it all for you folks to taste already. So I'm going to add some red wine. And this is macerating. It's called macerating. It's basically just a fancy word of saying marinating and letting it break down. So I'm going to add that red wine, just a touch of honey. You can use any honey you want. This one happens to be one from Rhode Island, actually.
What kind of red wine is it?
You could use any type of red wine you would prefer. I today used a Pinot Noir.
So not a sweetened one?
You could. It doesn't have to be sweetened. That's the reason why I'm adding the honey, because I didn't have a sweetened one. But if you wanted to use a dessert one, you certainly could do that. You could do it with something other than wine. You could do brandy. I've done it with other spirits and things like that. You could do that as well. Just because I like a little bit of bite, I put a little bit of black pepper in mine, but if that's not an ingredient that you like, you can leave that out. Yep. So basically what you would do is you'd start with the same base. So I started with the cream and added the vanilla, but if you wanted to do chocolate, you could do cream with cocoa or anything else. If you wanted to get maybe some extract, you could do, if you wanted to make like maple walnut, you could get a maple extract to flavor in here and then fold in the walnuts at the last minute, and then you have maple walnut. You could do that too. All right, so I got the wine, the strawberries, and I'm going to just do a little bit of zest of my orange using my microplane here. I'm sorry, this is a lemon. A little zest of lemon in there. Orange comes in a couple courses from that. Okay. And again, I mean, all these ingredients, if you prefer more or less, you can certainly just modify that. So I got that going, and I'm just going to set that aside. You could certainly do this the day before, let it sit in the refrigerator, marinate overnight. Basically what you want to have happen is the acidity from the wine, or if you use another liqueur, it's just going to break down the fruit, both sweeten the liqueur and also infuse the flavor there. So I'm just going to set that aside for now. There's my cream. It's ready to go. So in my other bowl here, going back to my ice cream base, I'm going to add my sugar, which I think looks like a cup and a half, and 3 eggs. So I add the sugar first, add the eggs right into that. How's my camera? How am I doing? I got my marks here, but I wasn't paying attention. All right. I'm just going to take my whisk and I'm going to kind of froth those two together.
Question about quantities.
Sure.
When you started this, you were using half of the premium milk that the recipe says. You used 1 vanilla bean instead of 3, but now you're using the full complement of eggs.
You caught me. You caught me. To be honest with you, I used the rest of the vanilla beans for your folks' ice cream. So I only had one left, so I just snuck it in there. But you caught me. You're absolutely right. It is 3 vanilla beans for the full recipe. All right, so I'm just going to, yes? That should make 1.5 quarts. All right, so I'm just going to kind of whip those together and get them a little bit frothy. The next technique, and this is something that maybe you folks who've tried ice cream at home and maybe have struggled with it, this is I guess the tricky part as far as I'm concerned with making your ice cream.